Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're heading to Nairobi. Going to explore the Kenya International Conference Center. KICC, you've probably heard of it.
You know, it's often called a landmark, but it's
Yeah.
really so much more than that, isn't it?
Well, that's what caught my attention too, our last deep dive. Discover Kenya. They really got into it. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, we got to look closer here. This building's like symbolic.
It really embodies Kenya's journey, right? I
Mm.
mean, you think about the country's history, the architecture, its place in global affairs, it's all there in this one building.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't had the chance to visit yet, set the scene. What are we looking at here?
Imagine this. You're in the heart of Nairobi, bustling, energetic, and right in the middle of it all is this incredible blend of modern design and traditional African influence.
Yeah, the podcast mentioned something about the tower shape being inspired by traditional African huts.
Exactly. And it gets even better. It's topped with a revolving restaurant.
Oh, wow. So you can literally, like, dine with a view.
Exactly. But even beyond that, the details, the colors, the materials, they all reflect those earthy savanna tones. They were going for more than just a cool building. It was about making it undeniably Kenyan.
See, that's what I love about architecture. It's like this whole other language. And speaking of breathtaking, the view from the KICC rooftop sounds incredible.
Oh, it's something else.
Right.
Imagine standing there, looking out at Nairobi stretching before you. The Uhuru Highway, the Ngong Hills, the whole city. It's all there.
So it's more than just sightseeing, right? It's like taking in the whole story of the city from this one vantage point.
Precisely.
It all sounds pretty impressive, but the podcast hosts kept hinting at a deeper historical significance too, and that's what I'm really curious about.
Well, and for good reason. Because the KICC, it's more than just a pretty facade. This building has played host to some of the biggest events in recent history, placing Kenya at the center of it all. It's like they had this vision. This wasn't just about Kenya taking a seat at the table. It was about setting the table.
Creating the space for those conversations to even happen.
Exactly.
Wow. And they really went for it architecturally too.
They did. And it made a statement. Think about it. 1981, the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Leaders from all over the Commonwealth.
A huge chunk of the world's population at that point.
Right. All gathered under one roof.
Yeah.
Talking about the big issues.
Okay, but actual outcomes though, right? It's one thing to have everyone meet up, but did anything actually change as a result of these meetings at the KICC?
Oh, absolutely. The meeting in 81 actually led to the creation of the Commonwealth Action Group on Cyprus.
To deal with like the ongoing conflict and everything.
Exactly. And that group, formed right there at the KICC, it played a key role in mediating, trying to find solutions. It's even considered a factor in the reunification talks that happened later on in the 2000s.
So decisions made in that building had ripple effects for decades.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And it wasn't all just, political. The KICC has hosted climate summits, sustainable development talks.
Oh, wait, trying to tackle the big stuff.
Exactly. So it had this energy of, yeah, we're facing serious global challenges, but we're going to roll up our sleeves and figure them out together.
And from what I'm gathering, this wasn't just a moment in time. The KICC seems to have this staying power. It's still a major venue.
Oh, yeah. It's still going strong. You've got international conferences, cultural festivals, business summits.
It's like it makes you think, how many other buildings around the world have these stories hidden in plain sight?
Oh, absolutely. Buildings that embody ambition, resilience, like little pieces of history we walk past every day.
And in the case of the KICC, you can even have dinner in one with a 360-degree view.
Right. But, thinking bigger picture, it shows us that architecture can be so much more than just like function.
It becomes art. It becomes a reflection of us.
Exactly. Our past, our present, what we hope to become.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the KICC, I'm left with this sense of awe. This building, it's not just concrete and steel.
It's the spirit of Kenya made visible.
And it's got me thinking what places in our own lives hold that kind of meaning, what stories are etched into the fabric of our everyday surroundings. Something to think about as we go, right?
Absolutely. Keep exploring, keep questioning. You never know what you might find.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time.